What's up, y'all? It's your boy KJ, hosting the Broadcast Podcast, SL, Sports Language, giving you the livest, latest news information about sports. If you disagree with what I say, debate me about it. If you have an opinion, debate me about it. If you don't like what I said or say, debate me about it. Speaking of debating me about it, put it in the comment section. Oh wait, the comment section, yes, like, comment, subscribe, SL Sports. You get the latest videos once you do that, and hey, let's get it. So back to this Damian Lillard topic. Now this whole video is going to be a little bit of facts, but most of my opinion. So I said in my last video when he came back home, so check that out. Let's get that to at least 50, 60 likes. If I can, 100 to 1,000 views. Let's keep this thing going. Back in my last video, the facts was Damian Lillard came baback home. It just been announced like 2 or 3 days ago. The whole city is ecstatic. The West Coast, Bay Area finest, Portland's favorite son. He came back, $45 million, the 9-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, one of the best to ever do it. Might be put up in the rafters in terms of his jersey being retired. He probably could opt out in that contract. The roster is going to be with him and Jrue Holiday in the backcourt. So hopefully that could be a 1-2 punch. Defense, Jrue Holiday, Damian Lillard, offensive machine. And yeah, one of the main reasons why he came back was because of his family. He talks about that in each and every article. And his words, it just didn't feel right not being back home after playing in the Milwaukee Bucks. And he might not play this following 25-26 season because of his Achilles, the Achilles problem that I be saying. So that might cause injury prone, but we'll have to see either this season or officially the 2026-27 season if he doesn't play this season. But let's get into my opinions after all them facts about Mr. Dame Dollar, Mr. Dame Time. So, in my opinion, do I think what he did was wholesome and respectful and a major convenience? Yes. But in my opinion, do I think what he did in terms of his career-wise and getting a championship ring and being a part of a winning franchise? No. Damian Lillard really starting at ground zero again. I feel like he had a better chance being with Milwaukee because at least Milwaukee is winning. At least Milwaukee can go to the playoffs. At least you can say, well, at least the Milwaukee can reach a first round, then get better pickups, better free agents with somebody like a Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, and then put key pieces around them. And then they go to the finals, or at least the East Conference. But we all know for a player, not only just money, besides somebody like a Gilbert Arenas, you got to have that ring, baby. You got to have that ring. Ring me. You know what I mean? Now, it's debatable. Damian Lillard, Hall of Fame. Whether he goes into the Hall of Fame, which he will. You know what I mean? A few years down the line, I think he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame player, point guard. I mean, he's a part of the top all-time 75 list with a bunch of Hall of Famers. So he's going to make it without a doubt, in my opinion. And factual. Say what you want. I'm KJ. I know what I'm saying when it comes to that. You dig? But I don't think this was a right choice for his career-wise. Yes, convenience, but no, not career-wise in case being back at the playoff team. Because if you remember when Damian Lillard got picked up, when he got drafted, they had LaMarcus Aldridge, but they was going through that whole Brandon Ward situation, injuries, Greg Oden, injuries. And by the way, Greg Oden's not a bust. He was just injured. He just didn't come to a full tuition. And then they missed out on Kevin Durant, but that's no offense to Greg Oden because you needed a big at that time. That was still a time where bigs were still valuable. Now it became a point guard game, which Damian Lillard paved the way for that. Kyrie Irving paved the way for that. Derrick Rose made a way and paved the way for that. John Wall paved the way to now the NBA is what it is today with the Steph Currys and etc. making it just a point guard game. I mean, now you have teams running small ball. Let that sink into your mind. But when Damian Lillard came in, the Portland Trailblazers was at the bottom of the totem pole. They were in the West Conference, so it was way harder for them to even get up to the caliber team that they was in the mid to late 2010s. The LA Lakers was still a pretty good dominant team that was still their domain in the West. Golden State was just coming into form later on with the draft picks of Steph Curry. Then later on, Klay Thompson. Then you had the San Antonio Spurs, which is like a veteran team. Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Kawhi Leonard becoming a Claw. So when Damian Lillard came in, the Portland Trailblazers was still an okay team until they started making the playoffs. There was like a first round playoff team, then a second round playoff team, and then eventually they were a sneak up team. And what I mean by a sneak up team, Portland Trailblazers are a small town franchise. They're not a big town franchise like the New York Knicks, LA Lakers, Miami Heat. They're not a big time franchise, but they became that sneak up team to where it's like, hold on, Portland may be the one this year. Portland may go to the finals this year. You gotta watch out for them dudes. LaMarcus Aldridge putting up points, you know what I mean? At the front court, then the back court, Damian Lillard, 3-point shot, making key passes. Then you have supporting roles like Ernest Cantor, Robin Hood, you know what I mean? The kid that they drafted out of high school at that time. So they still had a supporting cast, but the problem was they just could never get over the hump. And of course, it was because of that light-skinned man that Iman Shumpert would like to reference. The light-skinned man, Steph Curry with the pop, boy, with the shot, boy. Klay Thompson, his right-hand man. If it's not Steph Curry putting up the shot, it's Klay Thompson, Splash Brothers. Then if it's not that, KD came in around, so KD coming in. KD, 35, putting up them shots, putting up them points. Then if it's not him, Draymond Green, being the aggressor, being the agitator, knocking your best player off his game. Then if it's not that, you have supporting roles. So that team was stacked, and for some reason, Golden State could just never get over that hill. They could just never do it. Golden State was just in the way, and it's understandably why. They was the kings of the West, but Portland Trailblazers did give them the run for their money. Sorry for stuttering. And the Portland Trailblazers was becoming a key team in the West Coast. But then LaMarcus Aldridge had left. I believe he went to the Spurs right after. Then of course he later retired with a heart problem. But shout out to him. LaMarcus Aldridge will always be one of the greatest. I believe his jersey would be held up in the Raptors. But after that, it just seemed like, you know, they just went kind of downhill, the Trailblazers. Not literally after the trade, because you still had CJ McCollum. You still had my man Damian Lillard. They were still putting them shots, but then CJ McCollum got traded. He went to the New Orleans Pelicans. So with Damian Lillard coming back, it's like if you want to go to a team, you got to come to a team that's gonna make progress. Not come team to where it's like every other season they may have to blow up this roster. And in my opinion, they're gonna have to blow up this roster later, unless, like I said in my last video, Chauncey Billups can coach up a storm, can coach up this I Believe team, like the Golden State Warriors back in the day, like coach up a storm to us like this Indiana Pacers team this past season. If he coaches up a storm, then okay, Chauncey, you doing something. But I don't see it because, like I said, Damian Lillard, the type of player he is, but him coming off an Achilles injury, which he may have to miss out on this season. Then with Jrue Holiday, he's getting older, but he does have experience, defense, one of the best defensive point guards, you know, 2-time NBA champion. But surrounding players, I don't know. They're a great supporting cast, but I don't know. I feel like not only you just need another name, but you need a key piece. Now, you can't get KD, he with the Rockets. You can't get LeBron, he with the Lakers. That's not going to work. I mean, I can see if they was to get Kawhi Leonard, but Kawhi Leonard wants to stay with the Clippers. Paul George, nah. If they was to get somebody like a Joel Embiid, you might be doing something. Front court, Joel Embiid, back court, Damian Lillard, Jrue Holiday. I can see that working. Who knows? Giannis may leave Portland and go to Giannis may leave Milwaukee and go to Portland. But who knows? He's already king of Milwaukee, even though his time with Milwaukee is nearing down. Because it seemed like they haven't been back close to the finals since 2021. I can see if they was to get Bam Adebayo. I can see even, well, he's with Golden State. If they was to get somebody like a Jimmy Butler caliber player, but I can't, I don't know. If they was to get Zion, but Zion's falling off, and he got some other situation to worry about, especially off the court with his baby mama drama. No disrespect, but I don't see what they can do. I don't see how this team is gonna work. Future draft picks maybe, but then again, it goes back to Damian Lillard. Dame time. See what I did there? Dame's time, age, father time, bars on bars. is running out. The man is 35 years old. So Damian Lillard don't have time to be dependent on a draft pick. Unless some miraculously, it'd be like when Kobe got into the league, with Shaq was already established. But by the time Kobe got into the league, that was 96. So 96, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000. That was 4 years until they reached the finals. Damian Lillard don't have that time to be waiting 4 or 5 years until this rookie develops and then they reach the finals. Like I said in my last video, Damian Lillard, at the age he's in, because he's not in his prime no more, especially with that Achilles injury, which is like one of the worst injuries you can have in basketball, he's going to have to be like, all right, let me calm down and let me just come off the bench. If he still wants to stay in this league that far. If he still wants to stay in this league that far. And that's just truly my opinion. He's going to have to, he doesn't seem like an egotistical guy, but he's going to have to suck it up and be like, man, I'm going to have to come off the bench. I love Portland. I started for I don't know how long, but I'm going to have to come off the bench because these young guys can do better than me. And that's just that's just the only way I can see it working. Just my opinion, just from a basketball IQ. Damian Lillard is not the same caliber player he was. He's not washed. He's not trash. He's still in shape, but the injury, and then if he keeps playing, he might be prone to more injury. Then he signed for 3 years, so who's to say he opts out that contract and retires? Which that's another point in this interview. I think 2026, 27, because he might not play this upcoming season, the 25, 26 season. I think that season is going to be his last season. Real talk. I think that's going to be his last season. I don't see Damian Lillard playing another season past 36, bro. It's not happening, y'all. Come on, man. He's not a LeBron. Kobe retired, but Kobe was already established, and Kobe probably felt like he can do more. Damian Lillard, he's retired. I feel like he's going to retire around 36. If not 36, 37. Damian Lillard is not finna, he's not doing that. He's not finna play until he's 40. He made all the money in the world, whether it be with the NBA contracts, Adidas. Damian Lillard is not finna play until 40. And this is going to be his last run with Portland Trailblazers, which hints him coming back home. What's better than him coming back home? Do you know how many players probably want to retire playing with their original team that they played with, or the team that they've been with for so long? I'm pretty sure Paul Pierce wanted to go back to Boston and just retire there. I'm pretty sure, given the chance, Shaquille O'Neal played with LA one last season instead of Boston and retire there. I'm pretty sure Vince Carter would have loved to play his last season with the Raptors and retire there, even though they stay retired with their numbers in the Raptors. Because think about it, Kobe got drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, traded to the Lakers to his draft night, played with them day one, played with them to the end. Rest in peace to Mamba. Dwayne Wade came back, played with Miami Heat to the end. Shout out to Dwayne Wade, Wade County, Flash. Michael Jordan played for Chicago, retired. His number was already in the Raptors, came back, retired again. Now, yeah, he went to DC, but that was on the business, which future later on, when I get this editing down pack and when I make a name for myself in YouTube, that'd be a good idea. See, I just be thinking of stuff in my car, in my whip. Yeah, that'd be a good video, but let's be honest, his real retirement was with Chicago, not with DC. That was a business move to put butts in the seats. But you get the gist. You get what I'm putting down. If you're not picking it up, then that's just you. But if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. So with Damian Lillard coming back, this is just him saying, hey, this is where I started. Why not end where I started? So I feel like in the back of Damian Lillard's mind, this isn't gonna be a championship run. This is gonna be make a little bit more of my money, give the fans what they want, and come right back home. I got a big house over here, and the convenience between the arena and the house isn't too far. My kids know where it's at, and I'm just comfortable where I'm at. West Coast, 3 hour times difference, not too far from the Bay. If I want to go visit my family, if you know, you know, blase, blase. And I just feel like it's sad too, in my opinion, not that he's coming back home, but it's sad that he won't be able to touch that ring. It'll kind of be like a Reggie Miller story. He became so close And then it's at a point where it's like, man, even after the Malice in the Palace, which kind of halted it, I'll just retire. Reggie Miller in his mind probably like, I'll just retire here anyway. I'm not going to get a ring, but at least I'm the man in my hometown. You know what I mean? Dwight Howard said himself in the interview on Jeff Teague podcast, he said, given the chance again, if he wasn't chasing the ring, he wouldn't have went nowhere. He would have stayed with Orlando because he's the man. Because I feel like Dwight Howard always going to be remembered in Orlando. But if he would have just stayed there for the rest of his career, we talking about a statue. We talking about number 12 forever. He never left us. Because there's nothing more better feeling than a player staying with your franchise no matter what. He didn't go try to chase a ring. Win, lose, he stayed. That's why Michael Jordan is looked at as one of the all-time greatest. Kobe Bryant looked at as one of the all-time greatest. Dirk Nowitzki is looked at as an all-time greatest. Who else? Bill Russell, even though that was a different era. Who else that stayed with a team forever and ever until they retired? Well, you can say Dominique Wilkins, but he went to the Spurs. But people know him for his Atlanta Hawks. Like, it's just those teams. Like, you stay with that team since you've been drafted. Like, come on, man. There's no better feeling for the fans. Because they seen you grow. They seen you be established. I mean, you can say Hakeem Olajuwon too, but I believe he went to the Raptors. But, man, he a rocket. He was past his prime. Julius Erving. There you go. Julius Erving. Even though he came out of the ABA, but Julius Erving. We're going to put that in there. Michael Irvin, a.k.a. Magic Man, Magic Johnson. You see what I'm saying? They stayed with those teams. Isaiah Thomas, Detroit Pistons. Win or lose, they stayed with those teams. So, I say that to say this. Just, man, listen. Damian Lillard, you know, this would be a great example for guys. Stay with your team no matter what, win or lose. Or go back, because home is always where the heart is. You know, but like I said, in my opinion, he's not going to get a ring. We know that. Number two, they didn't put nothing around him to get a ring. Would it be prior or would it be to now? And for three, he's not. This is going to be his last run. Would it be the 26 or 27 season? Or would it be the 27-28 season? He is not going to play until he's 40. After that 3 years contract is up, he's up. He did his thing. He tried his best. But in my opinion, he's not going to play till he's 40. Unless he's, like I said, willing to come out the bench and can see, okay, this can be a team that can come reach to the finals, and this can be the supporting cast as an aged veteran, like a Gary Payton, like a the mailman, Karl Malone when he went to the Lakers, like a whatchamacallit, Alonzo Mourning when he went back to the Heat from the Nets. When Alonzo Mourning was in the same Lonzo, like a Reggie Miller, even though I believe he still started that season, but like he said in the interview with All the Smoke, he lost his superpowers. Damian Lillard's gonna have to realize, man, I'm gonna have to lay back and let these young dudes do their thing. Excuse me. But yeah, that's my take on this. That's my opinion. You know, this video is like nearly 19 minutes, but that's just my opinion. And y'all gonna get more factual with a little bit of opinions. And then if I got something to say, opinionated videos, because I'm gonna be different with it, because I hit different with it. You know, some of these broadcasters, some of these sports journalists, they're gonna give you facts and a little bit of opinion, but I'm gonna keep it real raw, real gutter, the truth, while being professional, because it's KJ. So that's my point. That's my take on Damian Lillard coming back and how I feel and why he came back, and also how it's gonna play out. And yeah, this is KJ, your host, hosting the Broadcast Podcast, SL Sports Language, the livest, newest, and innovative information about sports. And like I said before, if you have an opinion, debate me about it. If you don't like what I said, debate me about it. If you disagree with what I said, debate me about it. Debate it. And if you want to debate it, put it in the comment section. Oh, wait a minute. The comment section, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and get the latest videos, information from SL Sports Language. Be right here and stay tuned for the next video.